Take a load off and grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah. It's podcast time.
Rolling. Hey, lady.
Podcast rolling.
Hey, yeah.
Hell yeah! It's a chocolate starfish.
Dude, my brother loved that album. And the hot dog flavored water.
Yep.
Did y'all watch Salad Fingers? You know what I'm talking about, Salad Fingers?
No.
I
But
did.
are you ready for another new episode of?
Fine by me.
I've had steak fingers before, but not salad fingers.
Yeah.
Salad fingers are just a really creepy, like, I don't know, flash thing. Did you ever see Homestar Runner or
No.
I don't know what that is.
Homestar Runner? Remember Reptar or some shit? Not Reptar.
I remember
I
Reptar.
remember when Reptar went to Vegas.
What? Yeah, for Rugrats?
Yeah, that's Rugrats.
Vegas. Reptar goes to Vegas to be a whole lot different story. That was on Nick at Night.
Godzilla!
That was on Nick at Night.
Yeah. One night in China. One night in Reptar.
One night in Reno.
Trogdor. Trogdor the Flaminator.
I have no idea what that is. What was that on? Like, what is that?
There was like a network of cartoons whenever I was in like middle school. high
Cartoon
school.
Network?
No. It was different. It was like
He framed that. It's like he was trying to say Cartoon Network in some kind of wild way.
do you remember like Newgrounds?
No, dude. I didn't have a childhood. Remember, I didn't watch cartoons.
Well, I mean, this is all on computer. This would have been
Oh,
internet
dude.
stuff.
We didn't have a computer.
Lord, no, we were looking
I was
up
watching it rotten.com.
horrorsex.com.
Rotten.com. Faces of Death.
Well,
Boobs.com.
anyways, Homestar Runner. It was just basically it was an online comic book. Is what it was.
That's tight.
It was one of the first. I would say it's probably one of the first like comic series that was like streamed online. To be honest.
That's cool.
My stepdaughter's boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
knows what DUBBY is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, supposedly. She said he
My
went
stepdaughter's
through an
boyfriend
anime
doesn't.
phase,
Mm.
and that's why he knows DUBBY. I guess it's big in the game.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say whenever I
community
applied for it, they were like just looking for gaming people, and then they were like, "Well, y'all can pop on too. Who cares?"
I play,
Yeah, we can get anybody.
Don't go breaking my
I play games with everybody.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, been playing some 2008 Need for Speed.
Oh, yeah. Hot
That's
Pursuit.
how-
Hot
that's
Pursuit.
how invested I am in the game.
Shit, I like old games. The old games are the best. What was that game you were talking about today is coming out or some shit?
Oh yeah, a game came out today, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It came out whenever I was. If people probably know what Skyrim is.
Yeah, Skyrim,
So
popular
This is the one before
RPG
Skyrim.
game.
Yeah, this is the one before Skyrim. It came out when I was in high school, and they didn't do any kind of like advertising for it or anything. They just yesterday they put up something that said IV, which it's the fourth one, and said that they were going to make an announcement today at 10 a.m. And about 5 minutes into the announcement, and they say, and it's ready now, and everybody just like,
That's the best way to release a game. Then you get people waiting forever. Then you go, oh, we got to postpone it.
yeah,
What
Yeah.
does RPG stand for?
role playing game.
My dumb ass. When I was younger, I didn't know what that means. I thought it meant rocket propelled grenade. Just I was like,
It does.
but you know, like I didn't play like those kind of games like back in the day. I played like sports games or whatever. So people were talking about RPG games. I was like, dude, is that some kind of shit on Call of Duty that I don't know about? And I would just go along with it. I would never let nobody know I didn't know what it meant. I just wouldn't play it. That game sucks, dude. Playing that game because I wouldn't play it, and I was like, it just sucks. I don't like it. Who's that guy?
Yeah, it was one of my favorites whenever I was in high school, and I played it a bunch whenever I went to college too, because I think it came out in 06.
Christy plays it. We have it on disc at home for like
really?
original Xbox 360, and she like said the only game she'll play besides like Mario, and I just find that wild that she plays the Elder Scrolls or Skyrim or whatever.
Yeah,
just wild.
yeah.
She gets into it.
It's crazy. I mean, if they got some side by sides of like how it looked back then, and of course you're talking 20 years ago, and
Graphics the same.
no, they brought it all back. I mean, it looks like a brand new game, to be honest. I mean, it's crazy how. I mean, it was. To put it in reference for anybody out there that know, it's 120 gigabytes, which is a massive video game.
Dude, not like the Call of Duty games.
Yeah, Call of Duty's
Dude.
the only one that rivals it.
It's retarded.
I don't understand why Call of Duty's so big.
And it's every Thursday. You won't play all week, and you'll go. I'm gonna get on there and play a little multiplayer. And as soon as you get on, it's a 36 gigabyte update, and you're like, well, I'll play in 4 hours.
Yeah. I don't know why
Nonsense.
it's Call of Duty so big. It never made any sense to me.
And it's not like their maps are that detailed.
No.
Yeah, and
It makes no sense.
especially compared to any of the GTAs.
Oh yeah, or even Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I mean, the story modes, even the games you were just talking about. I mean, there's so much like details that are not in
How
Call of
much
Duty.
Actual acreage is on Red Dead.
A bunch.
Oh, it's a big map.
It's a huge area. They broke it down. It's like if you went from like state to state, it was from like New York to Texas. If you went like the way of the crow, you know.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, it's a big map. Same with GTA. I mean, Red Dead probably gets away with it a little bit because it doesn't have full on cities everywhere.
Right? Yeah, you're just riding
It's
through
like-
plains and desert.
Yeah, it's like wooden towns.
and then there's
whatnot.
towns from here and
that
there.
are not very big, and then, but GTA though, I mean, you're talking. A whole big city like that they
with details inside of details, like
Yeah.
in buildings. There's things inside of the buildings.
Yeah.
This says 18,560 acres,
That's crazy.
29 square miles.
I think you can tell a lot about a person if you watch them play like GTA or Red Dead, like how they treat like people, like what they go to do. Like you're a little fucking menace. You going straight to the brothel.
I like watching old people play.
I go to the brothel.
I go to the saloon and start playing cards. That's what I do.
I go in there to the brothel and then just drag them to church.
I watched Kaysen play one time about a year
Honest
ago.
woman out of them.
Kaysen, I watched one night. I walked in there and he was in there getting a bath. I was like, "What you in here doing on this game?" He said, "Oh, I had to wash up." I was like, "You dirty little sucker, you." What are you here doing? What's that lady doing it? Dad, it's just a game, man. It's like, I see what you're doing.
That's hilarious.
Thought I was in bed.
How was Easter?
It was good.
It's good.
It was good, man.
I had a good time with the fam.
Ate some ham and Hawaiian rolls and mashed taters and
I know somebody asked me late Sunday. They were like, "Well, what do y'all have on Easter?" And I was like, "Basically, every time our family gets together, it's Thanksgiving."
yeah, it's ham. Yeah, it's that kind of food. Macaroni and cheese,
Yeah,
green
turkey,
beans.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, that was
Chicken
I haven't
fingers.
been that full since Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna
a
say that-
holiday full. I was so full.
See, I do the opposite. Like I don't eat a lot like while I'm there because I like talk to people. So like I don't think about eating that much. Like I'll like graze. Like I'll get like a sandwich or like
Maybe
finger
I need to
foods.
start doing that because that's what happens to me. Is I'll go and eat this monster
And I'll
plate,
sleep.
and then I'm just like staring off.
I
into
feel
the
terrible,
distance the rest
yeah.
of the time because I'm so tired and full.
What I discovered this past Thanksgiving was that a 15-minute nap right after you eat. and
Power
then
nap.
You wake up and you're ready for fucking dessert. And that's the best way I found to do it so far.
That is pretty cool.
It was nice.
You wake up
Should've
to.
seen it. Wish you'd have been there.
What else do you do whenever you have maybe a little tired spell or need a little energy? What do you do?
Oh, buddy, you know I'm on the Dubbies. Huh? Dubby energy drink. Yeah, we got our stuff in. We got some stickers. We might throw a couple stickers in maybe the next time we send out a shipment.
Oh yeah, we got all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I could send a couple samples of Dubby out next time we make like a t-shirt shipment or something like that. We got new Fine By Me
We
stickers.
got all sorts of cool
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on. What's our code if they want to get it and what website?
I think he's prepared a little ad read here
Oh,
for
we
us.
got an ad read already.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was buying time while I pulled it up.
Okay.
I was surprised by it.
So
Yeah.
now for this message from our affiliates.
Hey there, listeners. Ever find yourself in need of a pick-me-up that doesn't leave you jittery or crashing an hour later? Well, let me introduce you to your new secret weapon, Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby isn't just another energy drink. It's a game changer, crafted for gamers, creators, and anyone needing a clean energy boost. Dubby offers a jitter-free experience with no sugar, no artificial colors, and no fillers like maltodextrin.
Whatever that is.
Instead, it's packed with natural caffeine and a patented neuro-enhancing ingredient called Neurofactor, derived from the coffee cherry to sharpen your focus and keep you energized.
Nice.
Whether you're powering through a late-night gaming session, tackling a creative project, or just need that afternoon boost, Dubby has your back. Plus, it's available in both powder form and ready-to-drink cans, so you can choose your energy delivery method. Elevate your energy and your game. Head over to dubby.gg and use the promo code, all capital, Fine By Me, for 10% off.
I think it's 15% off.
Oh!
I think it's 10%.
Okay, maybe
I
not.
did.
I was trying to really sell.
We're going to tell you 10 if it's 15.
Next week, I'll say 8% and you come back with 10.
I think we're going to say 10%, so if it's 15, you get a little treat. It's going to be a
it's a
present.
nice
It's going to be a
surprise.
surprise.
I
Could
love
be
what's
wrong.
surprise.
W.GG. Feel the energy.
Yeah, there you go. We haven't said a thing about Josh's new look.
So,
Yeah.
Saturday,
I guess I got so used to it already.
right before Easter Sunday, Christy was like, I was like, man, I need to trim my beard up. It's itching and stuff. She's like, you know what? She goes, why don't you just do a mustache? I've never, ever had a mustache. Just a
I
mustache.
love it. You look great.
So the kids were at the house this weekend, and my little girl was like, Dad, do not shave your beard off. And I was like, I'm going to take a shower. She goes, don't come out there looking crazy. And I was like, I won't. So I get there, I start with my beard trimmers, and I start with the goatee. And I was like, this looks really goofy. And I kind of went a little tight on one side, so I went ahead and did it all. I walked out, and she's like, Dad, you look like a totally different person. She's never seen me without like a beard,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is, it's definitely different. I haven't felt like my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice.
Well, yeah.
It's a good feel. It feels like because it's getting ready to heat up outside. So
Yeah.
it's just a lot of maintenance, dude. Because now I'm having like shave pretty much every day
Oh, I'm sure.
to keep it looking fresh.
Yeah, my
So
balls been getting hot out there, Josh.
have they?
Yeah.
Your balls
And this segment sponsored by Johnson & Johnson Baby Powder.
and Gold Bonds where it's
Yeah.
at.
I was gonna say, didn't that give a bunch of people cancer? Can we not have them?
Gold Bond.
Oh, yeah, I think
That's that
women are
talcum
putting it-
powder.
Are women putting it in their pussy?
Yeah, it's causing cervical cancer or some
Yeah,
shit.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
ain't got no cervicals. You got cervicals?
I don't.
I bet you would if
I'm
you
out.
could.
I'm out.
Bet you would if you could.
No, I wouldn't. I
Oh.
could. I think you can, can't you?
I was honored with the privilege of wearing the Easter Bunny costume this year at our family Easter. We've had we have a family member that retired from Walmart 3 or 4 years ago, and they gifted her the Easter Bunny costume.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So she took it home. That was her retirement gift.
What a lovely
So-
company. How long did she work there?
Like since it was the old Walmart.
God, dude. They got an Easter bunny costume.
Yeah. No,
There you go.
this Easter Bunny costume ain't that
Corporate
old.
America. You know what? We're just going to go on.
Like her bonus, like as she left or whatever,
I think she asked for it, and they're like, you know what? Yeah.
Instead of giving you 10 grand or whatever.
Right. Having a pizza party on your behalf, we're going to give you this Easter bunny
The
costume.
shares in the stock.
And you have to come back every Easter and greet the people at the door.
Oh, that's how they rope you back in.
That's how they rub you back in. Part time again.
This is a very big honor in our family, and I was chosen to wear it this year.
Nice.
And, I put on a show.
Would you put that up there with like being asked to carve the turkey or prepare the turkey like at
Yeah,
Thanksgiving?
in our family for sure.
It's
Yeah,
up
'cause
there.
All those things are pre-carved.
Right.
Yeah. At our,
Oh, yeah. You're not cooking a turkey and cutting it in front of everybody.
You get asked to say the prayer, and then Easter Bunny. Those are two good ones.
Santa Claus.
We don't have a Santa Claus. Never have. Maybe we bring that in.
Y'all don't believe in Santa Claus.
You were supposed to do it last year and you didn't.
Oh, at his family function.
Yeah.
He was gonna be an elf. He was gonna dress up in an
Yeah, I was
elf.
gonna be an elf.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be Santa.
Yeah. I remember my brother-in-law was like, because I told him, I sat on the couch, I said, hey, man, I said, Nick may or may not bust up in here dressed up. He goes, you let me know. He goes, because my son is scared to death of everything of those. I said, I'm not telling him. I'm just letting him bust in. I was like, he always takes my leg from me and all this stuff. He's a little 5-year-old terrorist. He's going to get terrorized tonight.
He's named Raylan after Raylan Givens. Unjustified.
He's my little buddy,
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, and he's got the Raylan Givens attitude. He's that fucking U.S. Marshal.
He'll
Give a fuck.
FaceTime me and he'll be like, Uncle Josh, show me your broken leg. And I'll show it to him and he'll go, Iron Man sucks. He's a huge Hulk fan. He's like, Hulk rules, calls him Hulk. Hulk rules, Iron Man sucks.
Man,
Dang.
Then he'll hang up on me. That's it.
What a terror.
He's so funny, dude. He's a blast.
Golly, boy.
I've got a buddy's little 3-year-old that we just we harass each other on the phone.
Yeah.
That's all we do. And we'll go back
That's love.
You're a hairy gorilla, and then you're a short-necked giraffe, and then
That's
a good one.
That's a slur,
Yeah.
dude. That's
And
a
then,
that's
you're
a
shark
hateful
with
thing
no
to say.
teeth. Oh, you're a shark with no teeth.
I told a kid last night at the funeral home. He walks up and he goes, "What happened to your leg?" He was probably 7, 8 years old. I said, "Shark attack." He goes, "For real?" I said, "No, not for real." It's not as cool as when I tell you what really happened. So I just
Yeah. I about shit myself to
yeah,
death.
I got
heard
sick.
babes.
I got real sick.
Tell him I broke
Reminds
up
me
with
of
your
Bad
mom.
Santa. Like I was with someone who wasn't clean. I was with Mrs. Claus. No,
Nope.
not Miss. Her sister.
Son, do you know what 69 is?
Man, little kids, but they get just enthralled. You know, they can't help it. They stare. They just get locked in.
Yeah.
It's definitely a conversation piece.
Man, what else been going on in the news here lately?
Oh, real Kanye West has
Okay.
cleared up the air real quick. I've got a little bit of news on Ye.
Yee.
So apparently, Ye admits to having a sexual relationship with his cousin on a new song titled "Cousin." My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. So he explains this. This song was called "Cousin," about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent.
There's no way that's real.
He said, "My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousin dick till I was 14. Not when I was 14, but till I was 14.
There's
so how long?
There's no way that's real.
From 6.
8 years, dude.
That dude just wants clicks so bad he'll
Dude.
say anything.
Christy sent me that last night at like bedtime. I'm like, "Come send me this at bedtime, dude." Like, what? Don't fill my head with this.
That is too much to think about.
Yeah,
I'm
I-
trying to settle down.
I'm trying to
and
relax,
you are
dude.
bringing me chaos.
Man, it is pretty wild though. Like
It made me get a cricket in my neck.
have y'all listened to the song?
No, I don't even.
It
I
doesn't
didn't-
even rhyme.
It's called "Cousin." Is the
Is it
name of the
now?
song? I guess.
It's like
I guess it's his new song.
It doesn't rhyme.
I didn't know
Is
that it was
gonna
out.
be any good?
I don't think it's supposed to rhyme. I think he's just explaining why he wrote the song.
I think he's lying about that.
Oh, that was the description of the song. I thought you were reading the lyrics of the song.
I think that you could be right though. No, that was just his tweet explaining why. But he said it was a guy in jail for killing somebody. So how could we ever check?
I guess,
you know.
he's in jail, so it'd be pretty easy to
You're trying
check.
to
For
get
a
a lot
lot,
of clout
yeah.
right now.
Call him an ass.
You are Ye's cousin. You've been telling us for 15 years.
We've been sucking dick up in here, and you ain't told me that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I saw one of your dogs outside.
they're everywhere out here, dude. It's like the Animal Farm, that movie by Chevy Chase, Animal Farm, where he's just got critters everywhere.
I watched the old 1960s Animal Farm cartoon the other day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
good stuff.
Stands up. A lot about power and the corruption of power.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That okay, like based on the book, that Animal Farm, not the one that's the comedy with Chevy Chase in it.
Yeah.
Not the National Lampoon's Animal
Yeah.
Farm.
Yeah, it's a
The
different one.
same guy that
Yeah.
wrote 1984.
George
Yeah.
Orwell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that one.
Uh,
Oh, speaking of, Pope died.
oh yeah.
That's something else big in the
He's
news.
gonna be the new pope.
Huh? Me?
Yee.
Yay.
Yee. He might be. Yay. I forget it's
Oh, Yay,
Yay.
whatever.
I just call him Kanye. I stick with the old Kanye. He's the same guy that did Graduation. He's talking about sucking people's dicks. I don't know.
But who knows?
Is this the straw that broke Josh's back?
I still listening to old Kanye.
Yeah, the swastika stuff was cool. All of that was fine.
It's
The
funny you
Nazi
say
stuff-
that. You know how like black dudes ain't down with no gay shit, right? Like black dudes don't want joking. Well, I was reading the comments and it was like it was this black guy, this big black guy, and he was like, "Man, I was with you through everything. I even overlooked the racist shit, the swastika shit, but this is the shit I just got to let go, man. R.I.P. Kanye." And that's all it said. I was like, and it had like 4,800 likes. Everybody looked like Debo in the picture.
Hey, everybody's got a line that they draw. And
Black dudes really don't be fucking around with that gay shit. They ain't
No.
joking around like us about none of that.
No. Yeah, that's
It's
what
so
I say,
funny.
The swastika stuff, okay. The shirts with that.
Right, but this is where I draw the line.
Yeah, draw the line.
with this gay shit. I ain't about no gay shit. So, but the Pope. So now they got to do the conclave, I guess, where they select the Pope.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about this.
One of them's a black fella. One of them looks kind of Asian.
And there's an American in the running too, isn't there?
I don't know. The article I saw only mentioned two, and
I know nothing about this stuff because I'm not Catholic. Like I do know like the Pope or whatever, but like Christy was telling me this morning, like she was like deep diving on this stuff, and apparently like they vote ever so often, and like they have a chimney, and they vote on paper, and if the smoke comes out of the plume like black to show everybody, then they haven't selected a Pope.
Yeah.
But if it comes out white, then they have selected a Pope, and that's just all. It's like wild old school stuff, I guess.
There was a slapstick comedy movie about a guy that was like sneaking around the Vatican, and he accidentally threw some shit into the fire.
That's Euro Trip.
Was it?
Yeah, and he's like, the Pope, they picked the Pope. Yeah, Euro Trip.
Yeah, and then he comes out and the smoke's white, and they're like, they picked the Pope!
Yeah, and he's got that like curtain on or whatever, yeah.
Takes the drapes with him off the windows, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
good
the
movie.
Catholic Church is in controlled opposition and also inhabited by just demons these days.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think that it's like a real church anymore. I mean, there's probably real Catholic churches, but the Vatican and all that, I think that's all been corrupted
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Perverted.
I know it's scary.
All the perversion and stuff over there with that.
Oh, that exorcism stuff scary as hell to
Whenever
me.
they have one of their people that, gets caught diddling a kid, they just immediately send them to the Vatican because they're their own.
Police.
Yeah, they're their own.
Like the
thing.
mafia.
Yeah, and they won't extradite anybody out of there. So, and
They have a lot of influence. I know the Pope is like really probably the most powerful person of the un-Western world, I guess. You know, obviously the president is with Western world, but like religion and stuff, a lot.
It is more than
most
than
countries.
It's gonna tell you that
More than
they've
yeah,
done.
it's not accurate. Whatever's on there.
I'm sure all of those things that like all the Spanish and European and all of the explorers back in the day that went to South America or even Mexico and raided all those mine places that had all kinds of gold and whatnot. Like they just took all that back, and then eventually the Vatican was like, "That's ours."
Well, I seen like they seal the Pope's residential chambers or whatever with like a red cloth and like wax. Like as soon as he dies, like of course they get him out of there, but they seal it so like people can't like go in there and mess with shit.
Yeah.
Like his diaries or like whatever records he had. So that's gonna be interesting to see what all he's been, because he's been Pope since 2012 or something. Mm-hmm. It's not been long because that other guy got in trouble, the one before him, Benedict or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of gay stuff, isn't this the first Pope that the one that just died? Isn't he the first one that like was accepting them?
Yeah, he was progressive. He was a progressive
Yeah,
Pope.
and he also was okay with because in the Catholic you can't receive communion if you're divorced.
Right.
But he said it was all right.
Because people make mistakes, which I'm good with. That's fine. I mean,
Well, if it's part of the rules, though, it's part of the rules. I don't think we should just start changing things.
it's true. The Methodist Church is allowing gay marriage now. That's pretty wild to me.
I mean,
It's not in the Bible, is it? I'm not a Bible scholar, so I can't.
It's the Methodist Church. I think it's probably maybe one of the biggest ones. But
Yeah.
Not all of these little.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
they're not the one in Franklin.
No. No.
Well, they lost about half their congregation.
They did split up over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
here in town.
So they got like news from up above. They were like,
Well, they're all connected like the Catholic Church. Like they like switch like preachers around like
And
every so
even
often.
Baptist, there's a Baptist
Convention or whatever.
yeah, it's a Southern
Yeah.
Baptist something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
A governing body
Yeah, and you like pay dues to them,
I'm surprised that any of these little
for
churches
protection, like
care
the
about-
mafia. Everything's
care
just the
about any of
mafia,
that.
right?
but they also
Yeah.
send you money for stuff too.
Well, I bet they do.
Yeah,
So everything's just the mafia.
Nice.
You just pay for protection. Like when you're in something, like the government is our mafia. We pay taxes.
kind of like you and Christy's relationship.
Yeah, I'm the mafia.
No,
She goes out. No. No way, dude.
You're the widow.
We
The 90-year-old widow. Yeah. Can I have a turkey?
he asked me. I told him Sunday morning, like I was like overwhelmed at Easter dinner because it was like a bunch of people I didn't know, like it was whatever, and I also had like lack of sleep, so I was sleeping super good like Sunday morning. I was having these crazy dreams. Well, Christy woke me up in like a tears, dude. Like shook me awake and was like, "We got to get up and get ready." And we had like 2 hours to get ready. So I was like, "Geez, dude." I was having a dream that I won the lottery and I won $83 million. I went and bought some land. I went and bought 13 single wide trailers, and I stacked 6 on top of each other on one side, 6 on top on the other side, and with the 13th, I bridged them together.
Oh, wow. And
I called it the Josh Mahal. It had a go-kart track, a lazy river, and that's what I got woken up from, dude. I woke up and I was like, I won $83 million.
How'd you wake up?
She shook me awake.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking
Yeah, man, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I told everybody. I told everybody at the thing because it was such a vivid dream. Dude. I was on a go-kart, dude, just cruising, having the time of my life.
He's running around the raise hell, praise
Dude,
hell,
I was
boy.
living the dream.
Josh Mahal.
But I thought it was funny that I won $83 million and I chose to buy 13 single wide trailers. You just can't take it out of me. Like that dream means something. Like I'm not a materialistic person.
Stacked the whole park up. Baby.
I did, dude. And I bridged them together. It was tight.
Can you imagine what that would look like?
Oh, I got a
6
picture.
Single wides.
Do you
I made
think do you think there's stairs on the outside, or do you think there's just like attic doors?
Oh, if
that
we
you
want-
pull
if
down?
There's porches on every one of them still, and they just link together like a fire escape.
Okay.
I was gonna say if it was gonna be the most trash, it would have to be on the outside like that.
Yeah, yeah. But some attic doors to the house above you, like you know how attic doors come from the ceiling.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick too. Like if your kids, you could give them the one below you. Oh shit! He made it. He made it.
Yes, Mahal.
Okay, we'll have to put that somewhere.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me what time it is.
Got an Elvis impersonator, comes on the weekends, does shows. Yeah, man, it's a tight place. It's a
You're
happy.
such a big Elvis guy.
I didn't know
Is
it was
that for
either.
everybody else?
I didn't know I was there till that dream, but I guess I am. What's funny is there was
Are you
nobody.
taking auditions?
There was nobody else there except me and Elvis, the Elvis impersonator. I just now thought about that.
Well, maybe you just opened it.
Maybe
you
I
just
did.
you're just test driving.
I
things,
was, dude.
just breaking it in, making sure everything was working.
I think what it is I've been like so consumed with like F1 racing. I've been watching like these dudes kart racing from like 10 years ago. So I think like all this stuff like compiled like in my like lack of sleep and everything else. And I just put all my dreams together into this one beautiful
Sounds like
masterpiece.
the most boring thing ever to
Well-
watch F1 racing.
I like it.
I'm sorry.
We know. We know.
Speaking of racing, though, the new Corvette that just came out has or it hasn't come out yet. I don't guess. I don't remember what it's called, but it's actually broken records at like 5 or 6 different.
The
racetracks.
Nürburgring,
Okay.
the E-Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's broken Lamborghinis.
It's beating
and
Porsche. It's eating Porsche
Countach,
GT3s
Porsches,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beating them by like 10 seconds.
It's
last
sick.
time.
I think it was like 3 weeks ago, maybe. But a cop in Bowling Green saw a brand new Corvette, like with the plastic, like still wrapped in plastic, parked at an apartment complex, and he was like,
It was
"This
a
car ain't
ZR1 too.
He's like, this car ain't even out yet. So he called dispatch, and dispatch called the factory, and they were like, damn, we're missing 6. This dude had done
They cut a hole in the fence and they drove them out of there. Yeah.
How do you get away with 6?
They hit 6 people.
There's a couple other apartment complexes.
I think they recovered all of them but one. One's still missing. It was a dude from Detroit, and he had come down, and he was going to sell him back up there. Here he had people lined up to buy him. He was like, I was going to make like $1.8 million. Yeah.
How do you start them? Just like, I guess,
No, I'm very
gone
sure
in
the keys are in
60-second
them.
style.
There's no way to like.
I thought it would be an inside man, but at the factory, I guess they just leave the keys there. Like it's all one like unit because they feel like they're safe like there, I guess.
Well, have you seen what it looks like back there? It's just like a.
It's a
sea
lot, yeah.
It's just a sea
Of Corvettes, yeah.
pretty
Well,
much.
let's bring that up on the Google Earth.
I'm sure you can see it.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure we could.
Let's get some longitude and latitude on that if you don't mind.
But
please.
yeah, it's just a sea of
Some
vets out
coordinates.
there. There would be no way to like.
Tail.
Well, organize those keys. They would have to be in the car.
Otherwise, they'd be everywhere because they all look the same. The key
Yeah.
fob.
There would be no way. Yeah.
I
That's
bet
true.
they are all the exact same key. That's a good point, Josh.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, it would.
They all look the
They
same.
would all look the same.
They're just cut different.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you something hard.
What? You're an idiot, Josh.
I know. What was this stuff? What was this stuff you were talking about yesterday about Pompeii or some shit? You threw out I like how fast he answered because he's really known for his history. So as soon as you said 536 AD lowercase, I was like 536 ad. I was like, oh, it's a year. And then you right after that, you mean Pompeii? You mean No, he doesn't mean Pompeii. That was way before that.
It felt like 536.
I was like, this dude's so confident.
Like, yeah, 1,500 years ago.
It was. It was.
I was looking at I went like this. I said, damn, Pompeii.
It was a confident, easy.
It was
five.
so fast.
But
He never texts fast.
I looked at it and I was like, "What?"
Can't get this motherfucker to reply all week. As soon as you ask this random question about a year, he's like, yeah, Pompeii, duh.
I don't know what year Pompeii was, but I just fired back. I don't know. That was
It was like
450
200
years
and
prior.
something,
No,
yeah.
I think it was in the.
Oh,
the
you made that up?
36 BC
Yeah, I
or
was gonna
some
say
shit.
it was in the 2 digits. Yeah.
Okay, so actually,
You could have been
3
right. I don't
years
know.
Before Christ was born.
That was-
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. No, after death.
79 AD.
BC.
Before Christ?
Before Christ.
Yeah.
We just had Easter.
Death starts at when he was 33, so 32 years before that.
How do you keep up with all that?
Yeah. Yeah, we know it's after death, after he died and came back and then died again.
So if that happened in 36 BC,
79 AD.
33 BC. Oh, it's 79 AD.
AD, yeah.
God, what
Pompeii's
time?
79 AD.
Yeah. But
What
either
did you say
way,
about BC?
I did say nothing about BC.
did.
I
Play
said
it
it
back,
could have
Logan.
been. I said it. I was
Logan
just
Mallory.
throwing off
Play
or
it
whatever.
anyway, so this kind of
I'll argue with you all night.
You know the past, like especially our millennial area, our millennial generation has been saying like, oh my God, this is the worst year ever. This is the worst year ever. I thought 2016 was the worst year.
Yeah, you
but
weren't
oh my
melted
God.
beating your meat. You know what I mean?
dude.
Just melted in the ground while
Yeah.
you were beating your meat by a volcano.
Oh my God, 2017 was the worst
That's
year
true.
ever.
People were just like
So-
fossilized beating their meat.
There was.
I've seen all of the masturbation material the internet has to offer. I've seen it, Josh.
I believe it. All of it.
Even the history of people dying while masturbating.
It's tight.
Seen them all.
Nice.
So this sprung from that. People saying, "Oh
I'm
my God,
sprung.
this was the worst year ever." I think there was a TV series called "The Worst Year Ever" or something like that.
Maybe.
Like on MTV or something. But either way,
Now it's ridiculousness.
Harvard and like a couple other scientist organizations like made this study, and they come to the conclusion that 536 AD was the worst year because it started off like such a terrible chain of events, pretty much. So like the first things that we see are like Romans.
The first Harringtons were born.
Yeah, right, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Uh,
in a swamp.
Yeah.
The first
In a bog
No
somewhere.
mother and father just walked out of the water.
Out of the bog, all
Yeah.
muddy and shit.
Ugh. Consciousness.
Where's the liquor?
Josh walks out of the water and says, "What's the deal with the airplane?"
Yeah, I could use really drink right now.
Yeah.
He just starts doing bits immediately.
Yeah. What's the deal with these rhinos?
Could this swamp be in
Come
the
out of
way?
Malaysian flight 370. I think I come out of there. Some kind of time warp situation.
Oh man.
They reopened the investigation on that, by the way.
Thank
But
God.
let's get back to 536 AD.
Okay. So the most early records are from like Romans, and what they were reporting was a fog descended upon everything, and it just put it like it'd be like what nuclear winter or whatever would be, because it
Block out the
just
sun.
blocks out the sun.
Yeah.
and it just makes it so weak that it makes everything so much colder. Nothing's gonna grow. Yada yada yada. So
No honeybees left.
yeah, no, honeybee's gone for sure. But the sun would only shine for about 4 hours, and when it did, like I said, it was heavily stunted.
Damn,
by
dude.
that.
It'd be terrible.
And we ended up doing a bunch of research and found that it was likely due to like several volcanic eruptions that happened at the same time.
Which could happen right now.
Yeah. And
You're the only one with stomach issues, Josh. Sometimes the
Mother
needs
Earth.
to take a shit.
That's true.
but
Gassy.
the ones that I think they're pretty sure happened was Iceland. I think there was 2 volcanoes up there that went off, and they're pretty sure there was one in America, and then like one in North America, and then one in El Salvador that also went off.
Damn.
Almost in the same, like
So just
within like weeks of each other, pretty much. So like all of that ash and everything went into the air, and it takes forever for all, because I mean they don't just erupt.
they say that like one volcanic eruption puts out more like pollutants than we could ever do forever.
Well, that's why I mean, like if the geysers go off at Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, the super volcano
down there. I mean, we're done.
2012, that movie.
There was a geyser that like had a very out of characteristic explosion. I saw a video of people were on the walking bridge like 40 feet away from it. Usually it's just a little squirt.
Yeah.
But this one like shook, like crumbled the ground.
Damn, dude.
And stuff, and the people
That shit's
on the
crazy.
bridge-
Those geysers are pretty nuts. Old
They're
Faithful.
supposed to be consistent. Like,
Old Faithful's like every hour.
Yeah.
yeah. And same size, same water volume every time.
Mm.
So for them to do something wild is a little scary.
Like a daggone beached whale, you know?
Yeah.
Poof.
Like,
Man.
hey, funky
I would love to get out there and see that shit, though.
Yeah,
That'd be
I would
awesome.
too. I'd like to go out to Yellowstone. But so the sun blocking everything out, it made it around 35 degrees colder
Damn. 35 degrees?
every season. So if it's 70 in the summer,
You
it's
ain't
30
growing nothing.
70 in the summer, it's 35 in the summer now.
Golly.
Um,
I wouldn't make it.
yeah. So yeah, I mean nothing's growing. You can't get sunlight anyways, so nothing's going to grow regardless.
You ain't getting no tan.
But that's also like the cold. We're not even back then. They weren't built for the cold.
No.
we didn't. It's not like we were,
Well, we got to have vitamin D.
yeah,
That's from the sun.
yeah,
You know?
true. But because of that, like you said, it's a speculation, obviously, but we need vitamin D. It's one of the things that helps our immune system
And our mental state and everything.
yeah. So people just kind of like a plague started called
Immune system.
bubos.
The sun kills a lot of bacteria.
Yeah, ultraviolet rays.
And the bubos would just like cover people with like these boils
Ugh.
and like pus-filled things or
Puss.
whatever.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
This is gross.
And you
dude.
just eventually die from it.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
But what ended up even happening from that was because after all those people died, they didn't really have anywhere to put them because it killed like over 50 million people.
Damn.
That one did.
And it's so cold, you imagine digging that grave?
I don't think you dig them back then.
-12
You just burn them. You burn them and heat yourself up and eat them.
Yeah. I mean that's.
You eating boils, boy?
They were eating whatever they could back then. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know. I mean,
they were
that's-
eating each other. We just don't know about it.
I mean, on top of everything else, like there was a great famine. Obviously, like all the animals and stuff that you would hunt would also be more and more scarce.
Yeah.
Because they're going through the same thing we're going
They'd be
through.
sick too.
Yeah.
You know.
But one of the reasons, there's a couple different places that reported. I only really wrote down one of them, but the reason that we kind of know that it was like worldwide is because China also reported basically the same stuff. Their plague wasn't bubos; it wasn't the same exact one, but they had their immune system sucked.
Wuhan virus.
And they ended up getting something as well that wiped out 70 to 80% of their population.
Damn.
Like all of China.
Chicken to China. The Chinese.
And they
chicken?
called this
Bare naked
the
ladies.
Little Ice Age. And it lasted for about a decade. Yeah. It was pretty much,
Burr.
it was the beginning to the fall of the Roman Empire, I believe. The Byzantine era, at least.
Oh yeah.
And because the Roman Empire lost up to 50% of their population.
Byzantine was a big run
Yeah.
too.
I'd like to do a segment on some of the emperors.
I would love to do that.
Oh man, there were some monsters.
Yeah.
I like Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
his-
sweet
I think
emperor.
his grandson,
Nero. Yeah, he's the one that crucified Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you, if y'all, we were go back to the dead bodies real quick, like having to get rid of them or whatever. Like they had, I don't have this wrote down or anything, so this is kind of off of memory of what I've read and whatnot. But they had so many that they were just stacked up like in their cities, like stacked up like 5 and 6 foot high, just bodies,
God.
and they didn't know what to do with them because they never had to bury that many people at the same time.
Right.
And so they would just be sitting there. It would smell
Rotting.
bad. It would cause
Sickness.
even more sickness. So it was taking out even more and more people. And all I thought of whenever I was reading this is, if you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
Long time ago.
Yeah.
if you remember, whenever they arrive at one of the cities and there's a cart and the guy's going, "Bring out your dead."
Yeah.
I wish I had my bell right now.
Bring out your dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought of as soon as I read that, was some dude just going around in a cart just telling people to bring out their dead and throw them on this
Shoot.
cart. And
Had one of those fucking bird face masks or whatever.
oh yeah, that
Base.
was like, I think that was early 1800s or
No,
something. wasn't it?
that's what I
Doctor's
think
mask.
about, like the plague mask.
It's
Yeah.
a bubonic plague mask.
They would
Yeah.
put like herbs and shit in the end,
Yeah.
lavenders and things.
Yeah.
And there were,
And look fucking cool doing it.
They would look cool, scary too.
one of the reasons that I didn't read this anywhere, but there was also reported at the time there was a tribe or a group of people in South America, like Southwest America. I've actually kind of want to look into this a little bit more, because I think maybe a volcano erupted in Hawaii or somewhere near it, or maybe it was the volcano that made Hawaii.
Could have been Japan over there, even in the Pacific. There's volcanoes all through there too.
But it could, either way, these people were like, they weren't warriors at all. They were like some of the first people to create like a really good irrigation system, and they were some of the like best fishermen back then. And obviously, everything else involved. But what hurt them the most is they got this random big front of hot water, and it killed all their fish.
Damn.
And so like they just had just mountains of these dead, rotten fish.
What a shitty year, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was a shitty year.
Yeah, I mean, like
How
I
did
said,
the water get hot?
nobody knows.
Climate, some kind of climate deal.
Yeah, some kind of climate deal. But like with all these other volcanoes going off, I kind of
Geothermal
a volcano went off and
in the
sent
ocean,
hot
maybe.
water over to them.
There's no telling how many underwater volcanoes.
That we don't even know about. Well, I'm sure they have seismographs and stuff
Yeah.
now, but
Don't.
But yeah, I mean, and it just, so all of that happened, and then on top of that, like, you just have like all the fallout from that. Like I said, somewhere it's like it lasted a decade for some of the groups of people. So yeah, there was a long period of time that the whole world suffered because of this one year, and that's why 536 AD is the worst year ever.
Lovely segment there, Wes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
That
I like it.
helps make these years
I
not look
think
so bad.
we're living in the best time ever,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
you want to go back to be a hunter-gatherer?
No, dude. Imagine me having to fight somebody Wes's size all the time just to fucking eat.
Yeah.
He wouldn't live very long.
Hunter-gatherers were pretty good about working together. I
I'd
think.
poison him.
Yeah.
Even if we were on the same team.
I'm gonna watch this son of a bitch die.
Yeah.
Watch the light leave his eyes.
They'd be like,
We've been watching The Last of Us here.
oh, yeah, on
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
Don't give away secrets on this.
Yeah, do
Man,
not.
it's so good. I'm gonna give away one thing. Nick Offerman has one episode that he's in.
Yeah,
It's like-
in the first season.
Yeah.
Okay, and man, I love that character.
The second season's on right now, week to week.
Yeah. I just watched episode 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
I wish I would have watched White Lotus.
Today
White Lotus
Monday?
was shit.
Today's
Tuesday.
Today's okay. Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
You watch Righteous Gemstones?
No, I haven't.
Mm.
I've been watching like B-rate like zombie movies the last little bit.
I haven't watched any really good movies here lately, or nothing cool anyway. Just
Yeah.
mostly just shows. We've been so busy with everything else going on. I haven't.
I mean, some of these B-rate zombie movies I've been watching, like they've been entertaining, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
ever remember the names of them.
And I bet they had a good time filming them.
Oh yeah, I bet they had a big time.
Yeah.
Everybody had fun.
We had a good time filming our deal since the last time. we
Oh,
met.
yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Director loved me.
I
Director
bet.
loved Trent. I get to hang out with a dear find by me friend, Trent Rammer.
We're gonna have him back on here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's got to bring his puppet next time if he wants to come.
That'd be tight.
Yeah, he'd love it. He probably keeps it in the trunk. You know, I would. You
Probably
never
picks
know.
up a lot of trim with that thing. Hey, if you don't like me, hold on a second. I'm going to the truck. I'll be back.
You're at Rafferty's. Does that man have a puppet?
Is that man? Is this some kind of Jeff Dunham situation going on here?
Let's see.
Does he do the mouth work?
No.
I didn't know if he did
There's
or
a
not.
puppeteer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'd be really cool. So he can't even if he brings the puppet's just gonna sit here.
I mean, I'm a puppeteer as well, guys. You forget.
What's that? A ventriloquist?
Yeah, well that's different. I think.
No, my puppet, like on the commercials, the puppeteer's out of frame, like Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me Sesame Street ain't real?
It's right here. Right there it is, buddy.
It's a bunch of left-wing propaganda, is what it is.
Man,
Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch, my hero.
Yeah, that's our profile picture on our HBO Max.
I like Bert and Ernie.
Huh?
Bert and Ernie.
I bet you would.
Oh, those two old guys that are in the balcony?
No.
That's Muppets, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that the Muppets? Yeah, that is the
I think we're getting our
Muppets.
puppets mixed up.
Bert and Ernie is the
Yeah, I know Bert and
men
Ernie.
that live together.
They're
Yeah, I
the
know
progressive friends.
I'm getting the Muppets mixed up.
They're the progressive friends.
All right, how'd the rest of this filming go?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Can you give up any secrets?
Well, I mean, it was a documentary about a duel a long time ago.
So it's already
all
happened.
The secrets are out there.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's going to be 22 minutes long.
Okay.
We have a premiere party at the Roxy. I'm pretty pumped about
Do you have a +3?
I don't know if I got a +3.
Ah,
But we'll figure it out.
Guess
I
you'll
mean,
just have to-
the Roxy seats 250.
I know.
And there was only like 10 of us. So,
I'd like to come to this.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Maybe we get 25 tickets in.
That'd be sick.
You know?
Well, maybe we'll sell them.
Yeah, dude, I'll scalp them on the corner. Give me the tickets, I'll sell them.
Yeah. With your Patreon purchase.
Yes. Buy a sticker, you get a ticket to this.
Yeah.
What is it, 88 cents for the
$20 ticket. It's a $20 sticker. 88 cents? No.
Not today. For
I got more than 88 cents in them.
intelligent property. What do they call that?
Intellectual property.
Intellectual
IP.
property. Yeah.
It is a fantastic logo.
It was something that
Cheers, sir.
completely off topic, but something I was kind of listening to on the way up here that I'm going to look into a little bit more. But I mean, can y'all tell me or give me y'all's idea of what the two biggest events that have happened on like USA soil?
Pearl Harbor and probably 9/11, just because they sparked
Pearl Harbor.
major wars.
Pearl Harbor is a good one.
Yeah.
I
have to think about
you're
that.
Spot on 9/11.
I did two things.
Yeah, because they kind of correlate to each other in the way I'm gonna throw this at you with the
Twist
cup.
them together.
Yeah.
The way
I'd say those are definitely up there.
Web.
Worst things ever to happen. Like on U.S. soil.
Okay,
Like
well,
an attack on us.
the other one's OKC,
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
We just
bombing.
watched
Just
that
as far
documentary. It was
as
good.
like the government starting to.
No, it's just these are just
The
weird,
impact.
weird happenstances. OKC and 9/11 are 77 months apart.
What's that mean?
Oh, we got coincidences coming.
What's 77 mean?
77 is the representative of the Samziah, the angel that I talked about whenever I talked about the Nephilim coming back that had intercourse with the humans.
No.
Yeah, so
Not
it was
me.
Like, it was like the bad aliens that ended up getting banished or whatever for having intercourse with regular people.
Yeah.
But yeah, 77 is
Making halflings.
yeah, 77 is that number. 77 is also the number of people that were identified by DNA in the OKC bombings. He escaped in a 1977 Grand Marquis. He was on the run for 77 minutes exactly. The World Trade Center the first time got hit on the 77th floor. Pentagon 77 feet tall and has like 5,077 windows or something like that.
So all these number 77s.
Yeah, all of them are 77s. They're like right and like it's.
Does that correlate with Pearl Harbor too?
There was some things I just don't remember the Pearl Harbor ones. The OKC and 9/11 was the one that's off the top of my head right now. But what was the other ones? Waco was on 77 acres. Because Waco was the other one.
Is there any Ruby Ridge tied with it?
I haven't gotten to Ruby Ridge if that is in there.
Do y'all think? Did you watch the Oklahoma City documentary on Netflix, the one that just come out? It's really, really good.
I think so.
So
remember.
even whatever was that 94?
I don't remember.
It was 94 or 95, but they were showing like militias, like not. I'm just going to say I don't mean like the Proud Boys, but like a certain like a similar outfit. Like it was
Are you talking Mako or OKC?
OKC.
Okay.
So it was like paramilitary groups that like he was not involved directly with, but he was like okay with their like message or whatever they were pushing. He was very anti-government, Timothy McVeigh, and he had two guys that helped him that he was in the army with. One of them is still in prison, and one of them got like 20 years because he helped, like where put them in prison. But they were showing like paramilitary groups, and these dudes were like very organized. Like you could tell they were well trained.
They could be CIA.
They could be like it could be a military unit that you would see, but you know what I'm saying? Like they look very professional. So like you think that's 25 years ago, 30 years ago. What kind of paramilitary groups are there out there now?
All the ones that you see flying the Nazi flags and stuff that show up in U-Hauls and just march.
Those
down.
dudes, like that's those the kind of same.
Those are for sure federales.
Yeah.
Those are for sure feds. I mean,
You think so?
I think so, 100%.
So you don't think there's just like some like factions, like 5,000?
I don't
dudes?
doubt that there's actual like neo-Nazis out there.
Well, I mean, like not like necessarily neo-Nazis, but like just like militiamen, like they just like take up like you know just get out. Yeah, they get together,
that, like,
meet up once a week,
and we've got a plan
and
in case anything goes.
but yeah, they prep and
okay, yeah.
Maybe
like that is what I'm
maybe
talking about.
somebody's
Oh,
got a
okay.
big lodge on their property.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have like a shop that's full of like ammunition or like you know
And bunkers. And
tannerite and things.
I definitely misunderstood where
Yeah,
you were
that's what I'm
going
talking
with
about.
that.
But like they were showing like those kind of
Like,
dudes.
so Timothy McVeigh was a part of
Yes.
one of those militias,
Yes.
is what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like...
No, not like a government deal, but like
no.
just like dudes that just like guns, because that's what it was about. Like he
Yeah.
was like they were worried about like them taking like the Second Amendment away and all this anti-government like rhetoric that they were worried about. I don't even know like what his whole deal was, but it was for the Waco thing. That's what Oklahoma City was
Yeah.
about. Was that so? I just think about like if they were able to do that back then, like you know, there's like dudes out now with like ordnance or like technology that could like keep up. I'm not saying like
With
rival the U.S. military, but definitely a police force or a something like that until like the National Guard were to get there. That's what I'm saying.
I don't doubt it one bit, to be honest. I mean, it's definitely out there for sure.
Yeah, it just made me think about it. Like you don't think about that because we don't see it.
And I'm absolutely sure that those have been probably infiltrated at some point by the feds.
Oh yeah, like undercovers.
Yeah. Because it's not, I mean, like you said, they probably have maybe the weapons to go against them, other than...
I mean, you need to think about, like...
fighter jets, but...
No, but I mean, they probably could get, like, artillery and, like light-duty artillery and tanks and shit. I mean, they definitely could get that.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen posts, like, where, like, cops have done stings and found, like... I mean, it was cannon... shells, but they had like some kind of mortar tube that they had rigged to
fabricated,
shoot it.
yeah. But yeah, I just think like that's.
I found a lot of weird stuff like that in Waco too,
Yeah.
where they had modified a bunch of stuff to shoot bigger things and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just interesting stuff.
Ingenuity.
Yeah, you always find a way.
But yeah, I don't doubt that there's definitely militia groups out there. You think about the Appalachians out
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Like the Midwest, like where there's nobody, like North Dakota, South Dakota, all through there.
Yeah, because all those states that don't have like a whole lot of people in them.
Yeah,
they're like the government doesn't care about.
No, it's not. And also they're sharing land with Native American reservations where the government don't exist anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're like working with them. So if you get in good with one of them, they work together. Like these old like farmers and shit like that. Because they hate the government just as bad as those Indians do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like they work together a lot of times.
Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, like
Then go to the casino.
all those like there. I mean, there's I don't know the number to be honest, but there's probably 10 or 15 states up there in that Midwest area that equal the same amount of
Population.
electoral votes that California does.
Yeah, or New York.
alone.
Yeah.
And like all of those states, up
Iowa
there,
and
I'm sure
Wyoming.
I wouldn't doubt that they all probably talk to those militia groups up there. Probably
You know
have
they
a little
do.
network.
Well, what also the last season of there's a show on FX called Fargo, like not like the movie, but like it's like different stories.
Yeah.
And the newest season is the actor John Hamm, and he lives in either Minnesota or North Dakota, and he's like the sheriff of this town, but he's also like the head of this huge ass militia, and all these different areas do talk to each other, and they just govern. Like he like handles business like capital way, like he just goes up and kills people or whatever, and they just get rid of them, and then because who's going to investigate it?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know. You know what I mean? So it's just wild. Like you think about the stuff that goes on we don't even know about, like in these towns.
Yeah.
Even here.
I was gonna say. I mean, yeah. I mean, but up in those areas, you got to think that they're even way different. I mean, people here think Franklin's a little bitty town.
Right? No, not like Alaska. Like dude, you're up there. Like who's going to help you?
Yeah.
350 people.
Right.
Yeah.
One cop per 4 counties. You know, shit like that.
You see westerns like spaghetti westerns where like you'll walk into a town and it'll say like population 428.
Yeah.
And like there's towns in
Smaller than that.
yeah smaller than that.
The 110
here in the US.
in Iowa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
115 people. You got a school and a post office.
They'd all take care of each other.
They'll take care of each other if they have to, because nobody else will.
Like I said, again, government doesn't care about them. They don't have any votes, so who
They don't. They're not. All they're producing is crops, so they're not really, bringing any tourism in or no big money or nothing like that. They're just feeding us.
Idaho, give me them potatoes.
Give me them taters. I think there's more potatoes probably grown in Ireland than Idaho.
I mean, probably.
You know what I mean?
I would. You know about the loophole that some meat companies can go around to where they can say it's U.S. made, but it's actually made overseas, and we just package it over here. There's some kind of loophole that allows that to happen.
I remember years ago when I worked at Piggly Wiggly in high school, there would be on the meat, you get ground beef, and it would say product of Chile or product of Mexico, Canada, or United States of America. And people were like, I'm not buying this shit. So they took the stickers off. Yeah. They just put, what you were saying. They probably found some way to change up the sticker and put it on there. But I remember there was people like, where does this come from? And like, the North America?
Yeah.
It comes from one of these 3 countries.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's the same now, people, I promise.
Am I getting Mexican beef or Canadian beef?
Wait up before I came up there, I saw a...
That's how racist we are here. Won't even eat the cows from down there.
I think I saw a post from like Warren County Sheriff that said we found like 15 some amount of Mexican meth, and I was like, how do they know it's
Mexican?
Because it's green.
Red, white, and green?
Yeah. I was like, did it have a sticker on it? Made in Mexico.
Smelled like Tapatio, no Yucatan.
Ronaldo sticker on it.
It had a tahine rim on it.
Tahine. That's Nick's shit right there, tahine.
Yeah.
Oh, me. Well,
it's good seeing you boys.
Man, it's good to get back in the library, whatever this is.
We got a little light still outside. I might go show you the chicken coops.
Woo! Out here at the ranch.
The chickens are about that tall now.
Out here at the Dude Ranch.
Yeah. Dude Ranch.
All right,
well, thank y'all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Share.
Subscribe.
I meant to say share and subscribe at the same time. Subscribe, share, whatever.
Order some Dubby.
Yeah, Dubby.gg, 10% off. Fine by me.
All capital.
All caps.
Yeah.
Nick's really thinks that's very important. I don't know if that even matters.
I
but
don't think it does, but
all caps.
love you guys.
Thanks for
It's
listening.
been an episode of
Fine by me.
See you next time.
See y'all. Love you.
West Coast, 6 Josh, one leg, me crack strokes, their podcast stream team talking.